device. See? Yep. It's won't let me, what is this? Oh, there we go. Well, at least I got this effect. How about that? Or how about this? There you go. This one. That. I can't change the, is it gonna do reverse? Yo, it is, yeah. Cool. Oh, it's trippy. I'm tripping. Hey, I'm tripping, man. I'm tripping. Hey, you on Quaaludes? This is what I like on Quaaludes. He was watching. Well, it didn't work. Like my Quaalude video. Brain sucker, what's it doing? Starving to death. Man, that brain sucker won't stop. Get out of here. Can't you leave me alone? Stop it. You're starting to really irritate me. Hey. Stop it. Stop. Please stop. Alright, that's the end of that. I'm tripping. See, look at this. Wow. Wish I could use this, something else. Like in a video. An edited video. That'd be neat. Well, maybe they don't want me to do that because they won't let me film in landscape. It says, no, mute microphone, no. Share. Nobody's here. Oh, someone give me a thumbs up. That's nice. Thank you for watching. Let's see if I can I say something? Yeah. Hey, what's going on? Oh, man. Thanks for saying hi. They're dredging the Cocoa Beach, like they're taking sand, but they finished it like last night, and I filmed them doing it at night. They have like bulldozers and they have a barge out there, but I think they're done. So yeah, there's not really any, as long as you don't have like a sleeping bag, then you're cool out there. I will say that the sound of the ocean sleeping, that's very good. The real ocean, can't beat it. Wake up early, and I'm broke. I don't, wake up in the morning to figure out I have enough for coffee, and then I don't get any money till Monday, so I'm gonna be. So there's a friend I have who does landscaping, and I'm thinking about if I can get a hold of him. He's got to, get enough rest. Maybe do some landscaping. Yeah, cutting palm trees is a real. I don't know if you ever cut palm trees. Maybe I should turn this off. Let's see. Oh, okay. Alright, so they're coming to get me, huh? Look at that. Alright. There's the bubbles. And here's the black and white. Oh. There's no address, really. I'm going through the filters here. This is Pop, Blush, Beam. The last guy I rented from, well, I didn't really rent. He rents apartments down here. And his mother died a couple years ago, and I had just moved here when she died, and I got to meet her. She was a really nice lady. But at any rate, in February, I had needed a place, and he said, "Why don't you come stay? Live in the living room." And I'm like, "Thank you, thank you." And he had a problem with his dog. His cat died. It was put to sleep by accident by the ASPCA. It was probably shouldn't have been, but it wandered out the front door, and the neighbor called the ASPCA and they killed it. But I thought he was my friend, I cleaned up he has an old dog, and the old dog was crapping and peeing. You couldn't get the dog out the door. The dog would like let loose, take a crap right there on the floor. I was cleaning up all this animal excrement. Now he had a back room where the cat had been and the dog had been, and that floor was caked in what you wanted to think. So I mopped the shit out of that room, and I offered him some utilities, and he was like, no, I can't take money from you. So, I was washing his dishes. Okay, I was sleeping on the on the couch, and trying to keep my stuff, bought my own food. He ate my food, and then all of a sudden, he meets me here at the coffee shop and says, "All your stuff's on the porch." All of a sudden, this guy does this, and it was just so out of the fucking corner. It was just like, and he took my guitar and he put it in the case, and that's a real involved thing because it has a whammy bar system on it called a Floyd Rose, and you have to take the bar off before you put the guitar in the case. You don't want the bar to be on the tailpiece and have it pressed down when it's in the case. You know what I'm talking about? Doesn't make any sense. But, I was real pissed off about that. And that he picked up all my guitar pedals and didn't unplug them and just threw them in a bag. And just took can't find my stuff when I go through it in the garage. So it's like I can't even keep track of my life now. Everything's falling apart. It's like I have no categorization for my belongings. It's like everything is. And I see him sometimes here, and it's just like, I don't even want to say anything to him because he's kind of one of those. He's kind of obstinate. How about that? I look young. You are under control. All right, so. So since then, I have a friend who lets me keep my things in a garage, and I tried to sleep in that garage, but there's another tenant in the condo that uses the garage for his golf clubs, and he was coming in there at 6 o'clock in the morning, and there I am laying on the blankets, using a fake pillow that's like a towel, and I'm trying to sleep. The first time he wasn't so freaked out, and then it happened again, and then Easter had happened, and that was not good. So that was the last time. And I made a lot of good friends here. And they let me stay on their couch, on their floor with an inflatable mattress. Look at this shit that has happened now. I'm really I'm surprised I'm not in Washington, D.C. That's actually worn out now. I'm not surprised about being in D.C. anymore. I'm surprised about being homeless in a paradise. But I could be in D.C. Okay, I could be in the District of Criminals. I could be in that horrible place. I would not fit in there at all. Not the way I am now. I would not fit in. I would never, ever, ever, ever want to be there again. I had my fill of that city. I know it well. Let's see what it says. Yeah. No, don't. I'm silly. Yeah. I'm young silly. No, I'm not. But, yeah. I wonder. I think probably. Well, I'm here at this kava bar that I go to quite a lot. I really don't have anywhere else to go unless I go to the beach. But during the day, I don't go out there. It's a very quiet beach. It's like really, you know, it's a very serene beach, and it's cool. Well, if you wanted to send Amazon food, you could probably send it to Bula, which is this bar that I hang out at. It's not a bar, it's a kava bar. They serve kratom and botanical teas. And right next door to it, it's a, what's it got next to it? A Botanica and a Smoking Lotus where you can get all your devices for. I might get cut out. Watch out. You can get all your devices for for recreational things that you put in your system to enjoy altered states of consciousness. Look at this. Oh, it's dark. See how friggin' dark it is in Florida? It is terrible. Got dark. We don't have rotary dial phones. Here's a little bit of trivia about my family. My great-great-grandfather was Linthicum was his last name. There's Linthicum, Maryland, which is my family. He was a senator, and he also put in the phone lines, designed the phone lines between Baltimore and New York. And he also helped develop the rotary dial for the telephone. Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh, I don't know. I have to write it down. Rotary dial phone was like, and you put your finger in the hole in the round thing on the cup. I don't know if you're that old. You've seen those? Remember those phones? They're I'm taking out the trash for these people, just helping them out. Yeah, I guess the Parmalat milk is really good in cereal. To make cereal with, but problem is I don't have a kitchen. So, this is really terrible. This is exactly what FEMA wants, is for you to not sit at a table with a family, or with your girlfriend, your friends, listen to music and talk over the table. Muzzles, you can't have the holidays. I think that is really disturbing. It's like kids don't go outside and play. Have a tree house. No, they make a tree house in Skyrim. No, I like Gary's Mod. I like Half-Life 2. I love video games. I still play Unreal Gold from 1999. They put out 2 games, Unreal and then Return to Nepali, so they released both of those games on one disc. So that's the one I have. And I digress. What a great place to be. I still have to tell myself that I'm still in a great town. Bula. Kava bar. I've been playing music here off and on. They have open mics. And I'm like the only guitar player to show up. What? You gotta go? Okay. They're gonna change your VPN. Oh, okay. Let's see what other filters I got. You are with. We have information on you. We have information on you. Who are you? Me. Who are you? What is your serial number? Take your equilibrium every day at 2 o'clock. Take your equilibrium. VPNs are actually not any help. That's what I heard. That it's kind of a scam. This is what my hair looks like. Oh. The world is a vampire. Don't let them in your house. The vampires are at your door. Don't open the door. Alright. So, I don't know. I'm going to ramble until I get more sleepy and go and retire. Yeah, this town is really cool. I like it a lot. And I could have ended up in any other town in the country of the United States. But I had connections down here in Florida from the 90s and the early 2000s. Of course, I did try to find people when Dorian, the hurricane came in 2019. I was driving a cab at the time, and for like 4 days, there wasn't any business. You know, there weren't any ships coming in the port, and wasn't any tourism. So I went into Orlando and tried to look up old friends, and they were all gone. None of the same people from 2004 are there. They're all gone. Full Sail is all built up. The school where I worked. The Kmart that I worked at in 2001 when I got hurt on the job is gone. Winter Park is really strange. You know? So what do you think? They're still in there hanging out. Is that the outside? Oh, that's the outside. Yeah, you can't see. You can't. Yeah. Oh. Hey, Vegematic. The Vegematic is on here. Good to see you. Your videos are really interesting. I mean, you say things that make people, you know, and that's where it's at. You can't. There's no polished thing. You know, I disliked intensely when people say democracy. Democracy is what the United States government brings to third world countries. I know it sounds, against what everybody says, but if we're using words to get this shit done instead of force, let's use the right words. It's like I don't use the term civilian in a town. One of our towns. An American citizen is not a civilian, they're a citizen. Now, if it's a combat zone, then they're civilian. Non-combatant. Use the words. I don't know. I hate vertical video. I'm stuck doing this damn live stream with vertically. I tried to change the alter in my phone options. It'll flip automatically. I don't like that, because when I'm video recording, what? Hey, Vegematic. Okay. So when I'm video recording, it won't record in landscape. It'll record vertically. So I have to turn off the rotation. This whole battle between the aesthetic of motion picture framing and the vertical slit view, this has really got me going, doesn't it? It's like, what is a real zombie? I can go on about that forever. I watched the George Romero stuff, back in, 1970, I think I saw it on black and white television. But real zombies don't run. Okay, this is how the zombie thing works. Anybody who dies is going to be back within 5 minutes to 12 hours. Yeah, Night of the Living Dead. Okay, it's bite driven. And anybody who dies comes back. Not as the person you loved, which is a great character arc, but gets worn out over all these shows. You have two people who care about each other, been going through all this crap together. All of a sudden, one of them gets killed, shot, and they die. They're gonna have to put a gun to their head. And on The Walking Dead, they really sped that up. All they do is use a knife now through the head. You can't do that to a person. You can't take a knife. I mean, if you have like a pole, or I can see what Michonne does with the knife, with her katana. She can definitely, she can cut heads off, whatever. What I'm saying, some of the reality has been drained from the experience of the zombie horror film. It's lost its cojones. I think there's more cojones in the slow-moving, rotten, shambling, disgusting, face-eaten off former bachelorette who's digging through the remnants of a carcass in the middle of the street, and you're walking down there and you have your crossbow, and the thing starts to stand up and you hear like its clothes fall or whatever. It had guts in its mouth and it's falling, and the thing looks at you and it goes, ah, and you just put an arrow right through its head and it falls over. That's a zombie movie. Okay, what they have these new zombies like World War Z. I mean, all the zombies acted, or the infected acted like ants. How ants they form a crowd, or they use their bodies to climb things. It's the same kind of thing, and it just is so unbelievable. So that's my thing. 28 days later, 28 weeks later, that is a rage virus. The carrier is still alive. They're caught between worlds. I mean, basically caught between worlds. It's a virus. Zombies are dead. The 28 Days movies, those people are still alive. You can break them down. You can bring them down with a chest shot. They're going to go down. There's advantages and disadvantages, but the 28 infected, they will like jump roofs. They'll do Parker. But that's what they did. The producers wanted to sell the zombie thing, so they took Danny Boyle's 28 Days Later virus, which is actually probably... I read some things in 2008 in a PDF on the internet. They're gone now, I think. But about the use of a cocktail in warheads, where they have spinal meningitis and they have rabies. And, the fallout, I mean, this is your victims. I mean, you're re-attacking the people you just attacked with biological death. I mean, but also it turns the survivors on each other. That's a perfect recipe for destroying your enemy, right? Isn't that disgusting? So, there is some truth to the movies and horror and some of the factual things that happen. Now, it's not, there aren't giant, there are not, it conquered the world. What was that movie with the inverted ice cream cone that, that attacked LA or whatever? That's, I'm talking about microorganisms born out of not just man's maltreatment of the earth, but also the fact that the earth fights it. All right, good night, Snowy. Oh, thanks, man. Thank you. Someone's sending me food. Well, I like, what was that? Frosted wheat and granola are like my favorites. Let's see. What was I saying? It's interesting. In the film Alien, 1979, I don't know if you're still here, but Alien, 1979, on the ship the Nostromo, all the passageway doors have the checkerboard square from Purina. Purina, they make military food. They make the MREs. And you know who does the labor that makes those foods is prison inmates. Prison inmates make all the, for lack of a better term, the fascietta used in military life. The packaging of the MREs, the sappy plates put in the vests, the pants, the gloves, and they have all 3D printed patterns. They can make it, pretty good stuff, but the stuff's made to last. That's what I can't figure out. Yeah, the prison industrial complex. Wells Fargo, Corrections Corporation of America, Bankrupt America, the tendrils of the beast are still there. IG Farben is alive and well. Or what was that Bush ancestor who was involved in the Nazi steal? Was that the Harriman Bank? Vegematic, was that the Harriman Bank? Herbert Bush's father, I think it was. Herbert. You ever watch Star Trek? Remember? Herbert. Star Trek, Kirk. And Herbert. Come now to Eden, stepping into Eden. Yay, brother, stepping into Eden. Yay. I love the Trek. I love the Trek. It's my friend's car is chirping. Yeah. So, I bought a Delta 8 pen like 2 weeks ago. All right, enough. I bought a Delta 8 pen. It's like a one thing changed CBD, or not CBD, but THC pen, like a vaping pen. And watch, it'll die tonight. It won't work anymore. But it's where I do it like once or twice a day, and it's been like 2 weeks. But I also have the real necessity. And I had tooth pain, so what I did, I got an indica for the pain, which really helps.
What's up, Nick? What are you doing? Heading home. Hell yeah. Are these Darian?
All right, I'm gonna go.
Most likely, yeah.
All right, my only viewer is Vegematic.
Empty?
All right. If you feel free to peruse the videos that are on this channel, I'd be appreciated, and leave a little mark, a little something in the petri dish that you were there, so that I can analyze it and respond. Space hippies. Herbert. Oh yeah, okay. That's funny. It's from Star Trek. Yeah, it is definitely. Herbert. Okay, what about shore leave?
Bet you dream about
When
it.
Kirk fights Finnegan, you're a plebe, Jimmy boy. You're a plebe, Jimmy boy. Yeah. You know in the movie Fight Club, when they're getting on the bus, and him and his alter ego, or him and what's his name from the Paper Street Soap Company, Tyler Durden, they're talking about what celebrity, alive or dead, would you fight? And I don't know, the guy said Bob Newhart or somebody, but he says Bill Shatner, Captain Kirk. I was like, wow, that's like that's like a really out of the bag kind of choice. Anyway, I'm gonna go, and I hope the beach is. I have a series of windbreakers that I use to lay down on, because you can't use a blanket. Because if you use, it's like the parks in D.C. All right, good night.
Then I go back to my normal perspective and fucking I get a hold of one of the shooters.
Yes, I want to cancel it. God damn it.